titanium, someone like a big, huge wrestler like that. This kid is obviously well-schooled in catch-as-catch-can wrestling and is going up against a wrestler from Japan who is also well-schooled. The fans are in for a real treat here.
I could not agree more.
You know, one of my favorite dishes in Japan is curry rice.
Thank you very much.
As is Wild Bill Irwin.
One of your favorite dishes in Japan is Wild Bill Irwin?
You know, curry rice is his favorite dish also.
Nice reversal right there by the Rocket Fred Curry. Oh,
man.
Deposits his man in a very gingerly fashion across the top rope. They look at this now.
Nice maneuver.
Big drop kick right there. And to the outside goes Pepsi Boy. And the fizz may be coming out of Pepsi Boy.
Shades of Chris Jericho with that particular maneuver. And I have not seen Pepsi Boy in this kind of trouble at all in wrestling Star Wars. And look at that. Holyoke Joe, what is he doing?
He's counting the man out. He's doing his job, for crying out loud. Look at this now. Curry putting the brakes on the count. He'd rather get a victory inside the ring with perhaps a pin or submission.
I think I'm becoming a big fan of Holyoke Joe here.
Pepsi Boy very slow to get up on the outside. He's having some problems out there.
Well, Curry's getting a little frustrated now. He wants to fix it up with this guy, and it's not happening. Now he's coming to the outside with him.
And you can't really blame him. Dumping Pepsi Boy right into the ringside area. Look out.
Oh, man.
Missed that one, and that could be a very, very pivotal turning point in this matchup here on This Week in Wrestling. Now has his right arm, his left arm, I should say, slammed right into that iron ring post.
Again.
And again into the ring apron area. And this could pose a big problem for Fred the Rocket Curry.
Well, Pepsi Boy now getting on his game here a little bit. It looks like the fizz has not gone out.
Winds up the arm, and look at that, making sure his man stays grounded.
Tremendous maneuver there, wrenching on the arm, Brian.
Super snap of the arm right there by Pepsi Boy, and you gotta like Pepsi Boy's style. He's a high flyer, but once he gets down and dirty into the mat wrestling, he focuses on one part of the body.
Brian Webster, from what I've seen, his opponent, Fred Curry, is also a high-flying wrestler, so you gotta consider this tremendous strategy on Pepsi Boy's part. Have you heard any more news on the Cola Kid coming to the United States to join his tag team partner?
Well, we've been in contact with the office of Wally Yamaguchi in Japan. There currently is a tour going on. Look at that! Nice victory roll right there! And that's not going to do it for Fred the Rocket Curry. Indeed, we have talked about the Coca-Cola Kid coming into Wrestling Star Wars to team with Pepsi Boy thus far. Unable to make a complete contact and make it happen, but we're working on it, and in the very near future, you may very well see the Coca-Cola Kid teaming up with Pepsi Boy here in the States.
Well, you know, I'm good friends with Wally, too, so the next time you talk to him, tell him I said hey.
And I sure will do that. And the next time I talk to him, he'll probably ask me where that 50 bucks is that you owe him.
That 5,000 yen, I sent it to him. I told you that.
Yeah, just like my Christmas present was sent in the mail, too.
Okay, let's not get away from the action here. You know, these guys are working their butts off in there. We want to see what they got.
Hey, you started it. Look out for the ride. Goes Fred Curry. Puts the brakes on. Nice! Cross body right there. Just barely sneaking up is Pepsi Boy. Spinning heel kick finds its target right in the face of Fred Curry.
Man, tremendous spinning heel kick there.
Nonchalant cover. Pepsi Boy, come on now. Hook the leg, and you might just gain a victory.
So the FC on Fred Curry's boots actually stands for Fred Curry.
That's right.
Okay, let's get out. Look at this. Now he's firing up with some punches.
And I'll try to go slower next time, Mr. Nelson.
Well,
Irish
Boy should have PB. Look at that. Flying hammer.
Very nicely done by the Rocket. Now we know why they call him the Rocket.
That's one of Pepsi Boy's maneuvers that he learned personally from Mil Mascaras.
Well, he learned well from the man of 1,000 masks, but right now he's going to keep his mind on Fred Curry.
Come on, Webster, spit those marbles out and get back to the match, will you? Look at this. Both men now seem to be tiring somewhat. Oof. Going to work on that left arm again. Holyoke Joe stepping in over there.
Look at this. Curry could have some major problems here. Perhaps at least a partially dislocated shoulder.
That's a great name, Holyoke Joe. I love that.
You know, why don't you change your name to Holyoke Joe?
No, I'll stick with Knuckles Nelson.
Okay. Snapped the arm across the top rope, does Pepsi Boy, and again, Curry finds himself in a difficult situation.
And where are you getting these officials anyway? What are you hiring these 300-pound referees for? Now they're going back and forth, tit for tat in the middle of the ring.
Look out. Unceremoniously dumped to the outside. Once again goes Pepsi Boy. Looks like there's a lady asleep in the front row there. What is that all about? Look at that. He just catapulted himself across the top rope, sacrificing his own body for the sake of the entertainment as well as punishment on Pepsi Boy.
Well put, Brian, and it looks to me like that flying poncho took a lot out of Pepsi Boy. Fred Curry, on the other hand, seems to be catching his second wind right now.
Curry on the outside. This crowd really impressed by FC.
As am I.
Where's he going now? First floor,
way to the
second
top row.
floor, all the way up to the penthouse. Here comes Fred Curry. 1, 2.
And now, I thought that was it, Brian.
I did as well. That was very, very close, but not quite enough to put away Pepsi Boy.
Outstanding matchup here at the Combat Zone tonight.
Fantastic action, as always, here on This Week in Wrestling.
I'll tell you something right now. Pepsi Boy backing his man in. There's a nice reversal.
Look at this.
Standing vertical suplex.
Beautifully done.
And he hung on to the maneuver.
Hanging on to his man, and again suplexes him with authority. And
that would be a duplex. That would be a duplex, Brian.
Continues to hang on. Look at this gut wrench.
Tremendous gut wrench suplex.
1, 2.
Oh!
Man. 2 3/4.
Fred Curry is obviously a well-trained wrestler. I'm assuming he was trained by his family members, his father and grandfather, both famous professional wrestlers in the day. Did you see that by Pepsi Boy?
That was very, very, very wise by Pepsi Boy. He just sort of sidestepped his man and just dumped him face first right into the second turnbuckle padding.
Well, Pepsi Boy's been a favorite here in Wrestling Star Wars since his debut, but Curry seems to have the fans behind him as well.
Not quite enough to put away Fred Curry. And if we could see the look on the face of Pepsi Boy, I'm sure it would be one of frustration.
That is one of the advantages of wearing a mask. You can really never tell what the status is on your opponent's condition.
Figure 4 armbar by Pepsi Boy on Fred the Rocket Curry, making his debut here on This Week in Wrestling.
This kid's got a bright future ahead of him from what I can see.
Certainly does. Nice. Reversal into a pinning combination right there. And again, only 2.
I would call that a sunset flip for lack of another term.
Several near falls.
Oh!
And both men down, counting the lights.
We need Astro Man to call that one. That was right out of the Lucha Libre pages.
Speaking of Astro Man, his very, very entertaining Spanish commentary can be heard by our fans and viewing audience in the Lawrence area each and every week on This Week in Wrestling in Espanol.
Well, that's because nobody speaks English down there. Look at this now, Curry! Arm drag off the top rope!
Man, oh man.
Amazing maneuver, Brian.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
It is? Man, that is really something. I'll tell you something right now. I am impressed with FC.
If you knew 1,000 words, you might get by a little bit better. This crowd really, really behind Curry now, and the Rocket is coming to life. He likes those cheers. It's giving him the energy that he needs to take care of Pepsi Boy. Drop kick from a standstill position, and another one by Fred the Rocket Curry, and Pepsi Boy is down to the canvas.
Tremendous drop kicks by Curry. This guy possesses a lot of agility and a good physique. I'm telling you once again, fans, this guy's got a bright future. You're very lucky to be seeing him here on the Seacoast.
Oh, drop kick right there. He hooks the leg, and Joe makes the 3 count. Fred the Rocket Curry victorious.